Carlisle RFC. Carlisle Rugby Club is an English rugby union club based in Carlisle, Cumbria. The first Roman 15 team currently plays in North Premier, having reached the national levels of the sport for the first time in 2019. As well as a first Roman 15, the club also operates men's second Roman 15 Crusaders and third Roman 15 Hornets sides and Colts under -19, women's side Cougars, and a number of junior sides for boys and girls aged 6 to 16. History. Early years. Carlisle were formed in 1873, with their first ever game played at home against Scottish side Langholm. The club originally played in black jerseys, with a white Maltese cross added by 1879. In 1886, Carlisle claimed their first ever silverware, winning the Cumberland Cup, a feat it repeated in 1908 and 1910. The club also regularly contributed players to the Cumberland County team, 3 of whom went on to play for England, including C.E. Chapman in 1884 and W.M.B. Nansen and J.R. Morgan in 1920. Having played home games at a number of locations in 1895, Carlisle moved to a permanent home at Warwick Road, with a grandstand put up in 1923. Postwar. The club initially struggled after World War II, but fundraising during the 1950s saw the club upgrade the clubhouse and open new changing rooms. The 1960s saw an upturn in the club's fortunes when they won the Cumberland Cup in 1961, over half a century since their last county silverware, and the 1967-68 season was the best the club had with 33 wins, 3 draws and 4 losses out of 40 played. During this period, many of the club's players turned out for the Cumberland County side, with Chris Wardlow going on to play for England between 1969-71 and just missing out on selection for the British and Irish Lions due to injury. Although the results started to decline during the 1970s, off-the-pitch facilities continued to improve, with the changing rooms upgrading in 1971 and floodlights erected 3 years later in 1974. Additionally, a Colts under -19s side was established towards the end of the decade. League Rugby. The introduction of the leagues in the 1986-87 season saw Carlisle placed in Northwest Division II, a league at Tier 8 of the English rugby union system. During this period, the club experienced several promotions up to North 2, while the team tasted success in County Cup competition, winning the Cumbria Shield in 1989. The period was also notable for a mini-section juniors being introduced. Future England international Ian Hunter also played several seasons at the club prior to moving to Northampton Saints. The 1990s were fairly quiet, although a women's side, the Cougars, was created in 1994, and the men's second Roman 15 had some success in the Cumbria League Division 1. In 2000, Carlisle were transferred from Northwest 2 into North Lancashire/Cumbria following the cessation of that league. The 2004-05 season was a notable one for the club, less for on-field activities, but rather for the Great Carlisle Flood of January 2005, which swamped Warwick Road, flooding the pitch, ruining the clubhouse, and leaving the club homeless for the rest of the season, with games being played at Wigton and across the border at Langholm. The following season, the club recovered from the disaster in best possible manner by winning North Lancashire/Cumbria and being promoted into North 1 West Tier 6. This success was duplicated by the second Roman 15, who won back-to-back Cumbria Vase victories in 2010 and 2011. Although the first Roman 15 remained stable in North 1 West for a decade, in 2016 they were finally relegated after finishing 12th. They did not remain in North Lancashire/Cumbria for long, finishing as champions at the end of 2016-17 and claiming promotion back to North 1 West. They also made it a double that season with their first Cumbria Cup victory since 1961, meeting St Benedict's 29-13 in the final held at Bower Park in Espatria. In 2019, after 2 seasons in North 1 West, Carlisle won the league title and promotion to North Premier, which at Tier 5 is the highest level the club had reached in its league history. Ground. Carlisle have been based at the Rugby Ground on Warwick Road since 1895. The ground is located in the east of Carlisle on Warwick Road, next door to Brunton Park, home of Carlisle United Football Club. Access to the ground is good with ample parking, and Carlisle railway station is less than a mile's walk away. The ground has a grandstand next to the main pitch, and there are also several additional pitches for second, third Roman 15 and junior rugby. The clubhouse is just off the main pitch and has 2 bars and a range of other rooms which can be let for conferences and other events. The capacity around the main pitch is approximately 1,500, which includes 250 seated in the grandstand, the rest standing. Club honors. First team. Cumbria Cup winners 5, 1886, 1908, 1910, 1961, 2017. North West 1 champions 1987-88. North Lancashire/Cumbria champions 2005-6, 2016-17. North 1 West champions 2018-19, a team/second team. Cumbria Shield winners 1989. Cumbria Vase winners 2, 2010, 2011, and 11. Notable players. C.E. Chapman gained 1 cap for England at the 1884 Home Nations Championship. Ian Hunter, London-born fullback and winger who spent part of his early career at Carlisle, went on to play for Northampton Saints and England, with whom he would gain 7 caps, appearing in the 1995 World Cup. J.R. Morgan capped for England in 1920. William Nansen gained 2 caps for England at the 1907 Home Nations Championship. Died in 1915 fighting at Gallipoli during World War I. Chris Wardlow, Carlisle-born centre, who started his career with the club before joining Northampton, would go on to gain 11 caps for England between 1969-71 and was selected for the Lions only to miss the tour due to injury.